Welcome to LLM Dividend Investments. We will show you Linda L. Mitchell's all dividend all the time investment strategy on how to make money by investing in the stock market via stocks that pay quarterly, yearly, and monthly dividends. First thing to note when you're investing in the stock market in dividend paying stocks is that not all companies pay the same. Some will pay you monthly, some pay quarterly, and some pay annually. The monthly stocks, your dividends get paid every month, and every month you get paid on the previous month. So it's important to keep a very close eye on your taxes, not just on this segment, but on anything that you make as far as investing in dividend-paying stocks. So for this example, if you were to have a stock that pays monthly, you would collect in February for January, you'd collect in March for February, April for March, and so forth. On quarterly stocks, the money is reported quarterly, and you get paid on the first month of the following quarter. So the first quarter would end in March, and your first quarter dividends would get paid throughout April. Second quarter ends in June, and then you would collect in July, and so forth. Now, in stocks that pay annually, the dividends are going to pay you once a year, and the money comes at the beginning of the following year. And this is subject to the date at which the company chooses to pay its yearly dividends. On this chart, you'll see a little bit of a comparison as to what options most Americans have as far as being able to make a little bit of money off the money that they've been able to save up through their hard work. A savings account will garnish you around 0.98%, which is a very conservative or actually very accurate average throughout the country. A CD or certificate of deposit, a very good CD in this example, would pay you about 3% a year. The average 401k, according to financial analysts and experts in the country, pays around 8%. Now, the LLM dividend investment's average yearly return, and this is a very conservative number, is 10.9%. And this is how your money would work for you in each investment option. These projections are basically based on investing the cash, earnings, or interest every year back into the principal investment amount. So, to make this simple for you, this is based on how much money you would get after 10 years on collecting on the interest gained on a one-time $500 investment. That means you start out with $500 and you use the money that you're making in your investment, you roll it back in, and then we'll see which one gives you the healthiest amount of money. And the difference comes out to be very staggering at the end. So the chart we just looked at shows what can happen when you make a one-time investment of $500. So if you allowed the interest to accumulate, the results would be as follows. A savings account, which would be yielding you 0.98% annually at best, would give you $504.94 after the first year. 5 years, you'd have $524.10. And at the end of 10 years, you would have $550.30. A generous CD would be paying you 3% at best. The first year would put you at a balance of $515, which is easily right away $10 more than a savings account would. In 5 years, you'd be looking at a balance of $579, and at the end of 10 years, you would have $672.23. Now, according to financial experts, the average 401k is going to pay you about 8% a year in interest. So after the first year, you'd have $540. 5 years later, you'd have $734.67. In 10 years, you'd be at about $1,080, which is, by and large, a better choice than putting your money in a savings account or a CD. My personal favorite, let's calculate it at a very conservative 10.9 average on dividend-paying stocks that we feature. You would have a balance of $554.50 in your first year. In 5 years, you'd have a balance of $838.76. And in 10 years, if you just kept rolling it over and over, you'd be looking at $1,407.04. And there are some advantages when it comes to dealing with dividend-paying stocks. Your money is accessible as soon as your stock pays out. So that means that you're never going to have to borrow against it or pay an early withdrawal fee. Checking accounts are the only other thing that I could think of that are as flexible, the examples that we looked at. But a CD gives you an early withdrawal fee. 401k penalizes you if you decide to take it out before it matures. If you have something like a cash value or a whole life insurance policy, you can borrow against it, but the penalties and interest that you have to pay to borrow your own money is ridiculously high. You're sometimes better off using a credit card. And the beauty is that you are never locked in. It's cash that you could use at your own discretion, so once you get the money back, you can reinvest it, which is what we do and what we highly recommend. But if you have a vacation that you're planning, you can use the money for that. You can use it for your child's education. You can use it for home repairs. Basically, it's money that you can use at your discretion. And once you collect it, it's cash in the bank. And you are never locked in. You can choose the stocks that you want to own, how many shares you can buy and sell at any moment. Nobody tells you what to do with your money. This is basically one thing that I like about it is that you are in complete 100% control of where your money goes. And we do provide help every step of the way. We give you updates on stocks and market activity. We do extensive research. We put into 4 to 5 hours of research a day so that you don't have to. And we'll always give you things that you need to watch for when investing in this market. We also have an in-depth look at top-paying stocks. We will share with you our portfolio and our earnings, let you know when to buy, what to buy, and also explain to you why. A lot of people out there that are giving advice as far as stocks go, if you look at the reports, if you read into their disclosure, 95% of the time I have discovered, and Linda has discovered, our CEO, she's discovered that most of the people that speculate in the market and give advice out to the American consumer, for the most part, aren't invested or have no direct link to the stock. We will be rolling the dice with you on this. If we recommend buy, odds are we're buying. If we say sell, odds are we're selling, and you will be able to have access and you will be privy to what stocks we own, why we chose them, what they're paying, and why we have them. And if there's a stock we recommend that we don't already own, we'll also let you know what we're waiting for in order to be able to buy. We'll also help you get started. There's sites that we can recommend as far as where to invest, as far as opening up a brokerage account. We'll also give you the step-by-step tutorial as to what you need to be able to get started investing in the stock market. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And now that you've taken a look at what we can offer, you can take the first step by going to our contact and disclaimer section and filling out your information. We look forward to hearing from you. And on behalf of everyone here at LLM Dividend Investments, I'm Victor Valdez. Thank you so much for your time.